Hi students, today we'll be talking about respiration. Okay, so for respiration, there are two types of respiration. One is aerobic respiration and the other one is anaerobic respiration. For aerobic respiration here is basically the breakdown of food but you require oxygen. Whereas for anaerobic respiration, okay, we don't use in oxygen itself, so that's why it is in the absence of oxygen. Now, another difference for aerobic and anaerobic respiration is that aerobic respiration takes place usually in animals or plants itself, but in anaerobic respiration, we have it in the yeast form itself, which will produce ethanol. Okay, and that is what we call fermentation. So, looking back at aerobic respiration, it happens in the organelle, which is the mitochondria. So if you recall back your topic on cells, okay, the organelles itself, mitochondria is this peanut looking shape organelle with a double membrane. So the energy that it produces in aerobic respiration in mitochondria is what we call ATP. If you are taking pure bio or IP bio, you are required to know the full term of ATP, which is adenosine triphosphate. Okay, do not mistake it with adenine if you have done the DNA topic itself. So all food molecules contain carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. So for this one here, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. So you have got your carbohydrates, your main group, okay, which has got your CH and O, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. You also have your fats, which is digested down into fatty acids and glycerol. Okay, and last but not least, you have got your major one, which is your proteins. Now, proteins are a bit unique. Okay, as a revision, you will have carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and it will also contain nitrogen due to the presence of the amine group. Okay, so we have got 20 different amino acids. Okay, you are not required to know the terms or the names of all the 20 different amino acids, but you will have to know that there are 20 different ones. And these different 20 amino acids, there will be 2 of them if you are in IP, which contains the sulfur group as well. Okay, and some components of food will contain the nucleotides, which is your DNA. Okay, and nucleotides itself, it will contain carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and also phosphorus. Now, this one is just a side thing that you might want to keep in mind until when you go on to further topics. Okay, so carbon, oxygen, and hydrogen, what happens is that the food itself, after it is broken down, meaning to say digested by enzymes as per your digestion topic in biology before this topic on respiration. So once food is oxidized, it will then become your energy which is being produced. Okay, so aerobic respiration produces a large amount of energy, whereas in anaerobic respiration, only a small amount of energy is produced. In terms of the chemical equation, it's the opposite of photosynthesis. So you have got glucose here, which is the main source of energy in mammals, oxidized due to the presence of oxygen, and which is why aerobic respiration requires it to happen in the presence of oxygen. So you produce carbon dioxide, water, and a large amount of energy. So this heat that is being produced during respiration itself in warm-blooded animals like humans, mammals, humans are a type of mammals because we give birth to our young. The heat that is being released is used to maintain the body temperature. So we don't have huge fluctuations in body temperature due to the presence of your respiration. Cold-blooded animals like, for example, your frogs or amphibians, the heat that is accumulated will help the animal to move about faster. Okay, so in plants, the heat is lost via conduction, convection, and radiation as latent heat. So latent heat means the amount of heat that is taken away from the plant. For example, even in humans when we sweat, so the heat that is taken away from the plant to keep the plant at a cool temperature because they are continuously being exposed to the sun radiation.